What is up, guys, and welcome back to Forest Green Career Mode. This is episode number, I believe it to be something along the lines of 16, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. Last week didn't go that well, to be fair, in the way of uploads. Only got one out as a whole. And yeah, I should have probably sorted that one out. But we're back here anyway. We've got some more games for you once more, and we are looking pretty alright in the league right now. As you just saw, we are on top, haven't lost a game yet. Things are looking pretty safe for us. We come up here, first game of the episode against Burton Albion. Thought this was going to be a walkover, to be fair. Anything but. Burton were a very tough team to break down. You saw our first shot there got saved. Lovely ball here, running into the box for Flynn Downs. And he knocks it just wide with his head. We were all over Burton in this one at the same time, there being a difficult game. You see Aguirre's run, should have scored, knocks it off the bar, unfortunately, and we couldn't do anything on the rebound. And yeah, there we go. I didn't even have time to explain the game because that was the game. We were all over them in possession-wise. We were all over them on the attack. We couldn't finish. And to be fair, the back line for Burton as well was very strong in their regard. Held on for an unfortunate 0-0 draw. Should have won it. That Aguirre shot was lined up perfectly for a goal, but hey, these things happen. 0-0 still leaves us 5 points ahead, to be fair, with Barnsley, as you can see there. And now we've got this game against Portsmouth, which, heading into it, I was thinking there could be a lot of goals in this one. We could have a big walk over Portsmouth. I was hoping for it. It was at home. I was hoping after him scoring in the last episode, Ben Brereton would be ready to get a few more goals going for him. And look at this stop by Brereton. Beats all those players, smashes it in the back of the net. Doesn't even smash it, just slowly goes in the back of the net. 1-0 very early on. It's a ball in by Reece Brown, but it's everything that Brereton does after picking up the ball that matters. It is a wonderful goal by him. He picks up the ball here, round one player. A little bit of a flick there, gets it past another. He's one-on-one with the keeper, and the guy doesn't even move. Just lets it sail into the back of the net. And our lead lasted a grand total of 3 minutes before we gave up a penalty and had a chance of going to 1-1. Marino gives up the stupid challenge. Not too sure why I did what I did. You just slid in, took him out from behind. Very lucky not to get a red card, to be fair. But the yellow card was there. Steps up to the spot. Collins goes the wrong way. Beautiful penalty as well into the top right corner. And it's 1-1 just as quickly as we got it to be 1-0. This guy scored his first goal of the season with that one. But it was a very well struck penalty. Put it in the corner, nothing Collins could do. Move on just 10 minutes later. Portsmouth attempt a long ball up. We're able to get it, and now we can attack from it. Marino plays the ball down to Brereton. Brereton into Flynn Downs. He's got space, time, and a shot to put home for 2-1. That'll give us a goal. We're back in the lead all of a sudden. And yeah, wasn't joking when I said a lot of goals are on the way. See on the replay here, Brereton picking up a lovely assist there. Just plays it in, and look at the space Flynn Downs has to work with. Not going to miss it from there, hopefully. And indeed, he doesn't. Move on a little bit later. And it's literally a few minutes later, we've given up another penalty. Scott Laird this time the one to blame. This one a way softer penalty. He basically goes down from almost nothing. Could have stayed up, went down, and the ref gives the penalty. Steps up to the spot again and does the same thing. Collins goes the right way, but he doesn't go up high enough. And it's 2-2 after 25 minutes. Imagine watching this game. You'd be in for one hell of an experience. Well, we move on here a little bit later now. 2-2. Ben Brereton on the ball. What a pass in. What a run he makes. Had that guy beside him, but he was never looking like a threat to taking the ball up, Brereton. 3-2 now before half-time. And we're back in the lead of this game for the third time. It's a nice pass in there by Chumacero. As I said, he had that one guy with him, but the guy never looked like he was going to make a threat for Ben Brereton, and he knocks it in. 3-2 here, a brace for Ben Brereton on the day, but it doesn't matter because before half-time, it's 3-3 right now. Their first game, well, in play, I guess you could say. It's scored by their version of a man named Bennett, and yeah, it's 3-3 at half-time. Collins can be put to blame for that one, I think, but there is a lot of things to talk about here in regards to the defence. One of the biggest being right there, Flynn Downs, after he gets beaten, just jogs on the spot and just watches it go in the back of the net. Very kind of dismal work, but it's 3-3 now. It's the second half and we need to try and bounce back. Portsmouth get a nice counter-attack going on here after our failed attack up front, up on the other side of the pitch. They're passing it around well. Bagayoko gets completely done there. Bennett on the ball. Plays it into Rose, and oh, what a lovely... I don't even know what to call that. Was it a chip? Was it a finesse? Was it a bit of both? Whatever it was, Rose smashes it in. Collins utterly beaten by it, and it's 4-3 to Portsmouth. For the first time, they take the lead of this game, and with just 20 minutes to go, it's worrying times. Doesn't even take a touch. Look at the curve on that thing. What a beautiful goal by their captain. That curve is outstanding. Collins is way off the mark, and it is 4-3 to Portsmouth. But we weren't going to give in. We refused to give in here. Final few minutes of the game. Lovely little ball up to Reece Brown there. He whips it in. Ben Brayton's there. His head is there. It's 4-all. It's a hat-trick for Ben Brayton. It's a perfect hat-trick for Ben Brayton as well. But perhaps the most important of them all, it's the goal to give us a point. 4-all. With 6 minutes to go. What a game of football. What a just bunch of goals scored. That ball into Brown is beautiful. How Brayton gets in that spot, I don't know. And the keeper, in the end, couldn't stop it. And he gets one last chance here in the 90th minute. Whiffs the shot something terribly. And it ends up ending 4-all. And we go home with the point. Ben Brayton goes home with the match ball. But, oh my God. Was it a worrying game? The fact we gave up 2 penalties, the fact that for a moment it looked as if we were going to lose, there was all sorts of problems throughout the game. And I think to walk away with that point, we were lucky in the situation, but we shouldn't have given up those penalties in the first place. We move on here. Simming game now against Bristol Rovers. I think they were in 9th, so it was an important game for us. And you can see it didn't really get off to the best of starts, conceding a very early goal against them. And it just didn't seem as if we were able to bounce back. And we certainly weren't able to bounce back when we went 2-0 down to them as well. It seems just at the end of the first half. No response from us. Guiri scored after being on the pitch for a whole minute, but it wasn't enough. We lose the game 2-1, and that's our first loss of the season in League One, sadly. Could have extended our lead over Barnsley, didn't happen, and instead we end up only taking 1 point from our last 2 games, 4 from our last, we haven't picked up a win in this episode yet, have we? So it's 2 in our last 3. Rotherham are the ones now breathing down our neck, just 3 points behind us. We need a huge win over Sheffield here to turn things around. It's not been the best episode thus far for results, but it has been a great episode for goals. With Ben Brayton's perfect hat-trick in the last game we played, we hoping he could get some more goals going against Sheffield. A game that we needed to win, as I said, but it wasn't Ben Brayton opening the scoring. It was Chumacero thumping the ball into the back of the net. The captain opens the scoring, gets his first goal of the season, picks up the ball well. Sarsaintis unfortunately loses the ball, but Chumacero just stayed in his mindset there if he wanted that goal. But unfortunately for Chumacero, he wouldn't get to celebrate for the rest of the game. Play would be stopped because Chumacero was down and he wasn't getting back up. This was incredibly worrying. The captain, and without a doubt, I would say the best midfielder as well, down and not getting back up. You see here on the replay, crunched in there, and his ankle just gets destroyed. Basically, his entire leg just gets destroyed by that player. He gets brought off. Flynn Downs comes on for him, and all of a sudden now, we have to try and play a little bit better in midfield. But meanwhile up front, Ben Brayton's got time, space, and a goal to his name. What a goal as well. Ben Brayton, it was as if he just saw the back of the net and thought, I'm having that. And have that he did. Lovely pass in there by Brown. Brayton with loads of time. Barely marked, to be fair. The defence are just kind of backing up into the box, expecting Brayton to go there. But no, he shoots it between the defender's legs, past the keeper, back of the net, 2-0. And that is how it would stay. We'd go on for a 2-0 win over Sheffield United. Something we badly needed after the loss of Chumacero as well. I was very, very glad that the 2-0 result happened. What a goal by Ben Brayton as well. I think that was his 8th on the season. Certainly starting to bounce back, but we need to bounce back now because there's the big loss. Chumacero out for 3 months with a broken ankle. The captain of the squad is gone, And now we've got to try and fix it. Now we've got to try and work without him. It's worrying times. We have a great set of midfielders. We have a great set of guys. Sarsaindas, Downs, Marino, Figueroa, Reece Brown can play in the midfield as well. But losing Chumacero is huge. It's like he's almost irreplaceable in that regard. We have the simmed game against Cambridge. They're doing dismal since getting promoted. They're in 22nd, and Ben Brereton scores for the third time, for the third game I should say, in this episode. Great stuff for Ben Brereton. 1-0 win there, and the worry after the third game is all gone, because now we're 8 points ahead at the top. We're almost sailing away with it right now, but without Chumacero, will we be safe? That'll end this episode of Career Mode. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.